Ladies and gentlemen, we will be commencing with our Alberta Supreme show in T-minus 8 minutes. Oh, it's going to be a really big deal. Five-minute warning, folks, to our Alberta Supreme. 5 minutes. Please be coming and taking your seat. Yes, folks, do put your hands together. That was incredible. We're just moments away from the commencement of our Alberta Supreme. Just before we get going, ladies and gentlemen, want to let you know that the seating that is reserved, it's not reserved other than for you. So if you're looking for a seat and you want to go sit in that CFCW bleacher that says this seating is reserved, it's reserved for you. So you folks that are standing there, head on up. You can sit there. It's yours. We want to fill this place up. We don't want to have people standing. We want you to have the opportunity to actually take a seat. So Leah's on her way over there to take down the reserved seating. It's for you. Okay. Welcome everyone to the 51st anniversary of FARMFAIR International and the FARMFAIR International Supreme Show. We have been picking Supremes at FARMFAIR since 2002. That's a lot of Supremes. In fact, by our calculations, there's been 44 Supreme Champion females, or 44 Supreme Champion animals, 22 bulls, and 22 females. And we're just about to add number 23, giving us 46. Going back to just a few minutes ago, we want to thank the Alberta Bagpiper, Alastair Briggs, for welcoming everyone to the show and helping us celebrate 2025 Feature Country. Folks, please put your hands together for Alastair Briggs, our piper. He did a great job. That was a lot of fun. FARMFAIR International respectfully acknowledges that we are located within Treaty 6 territory and Métis homeland and ancestral territory of the people of the Otepe-Misiwak Métis Nation. We acknowledge this land as the traditional home for many Indigenous peoples, including the Cree, Blackfoot, Métis, Nakota Sioux, Dene, Saulteaux, Anishinaabe, Inuit, and many others whose histories, languages, and cultures continue to influence our vibrant community.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce Taylor Stevens, the winner of the Canadian Finals Rodeo Anthem Singer Contest. If we could all rise and please welcome Taylor Stevens.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Way to go, Taylor Stevens. What a stirring rendition of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Arlindo Gomes, Vice President of Explore Edmonton, who will bring greetings on behalf of Explore Edmonton and, of course, FARMFAIR International. Folks, here is Arlindo.
Good evening, everyone. And on behalf of Explore Edmonton, welcome to FARMFAIR International. We're so proud to have you here with us today. And of course, congratulations to all those who qualified for the Supreme Show. This year's event is a big one. We've had over 1,200 head of cattle here at FARMFAIR, representing some of the best breeding programs in the country. And earlier today, we held our second annual Junior Supreme Show. an event designed to highlight the incredible accomplishments of our young people in agriculture. It's inspiring to see the next generation of producers stepping into the ring with such confidence and passion. I'd also like to take a moment to welcome our international guests, joining us from around the world, from Argentina, Australia, the Czech Republic, Mexico, Northern Ireland, the United Kingdom, and many others. We're so grateful to have you here as be part of this global celebration of agriculture. This year, we've also expanded our international program with Beef International, new international ambassadors, and the continuation of our Feature Country program. And we're proud to feature the United Kingdom this year. So keep your ear out for a few familiar tunes during today's show. Once again, welcome to FARMFAIR International, and congratulations to all our competitors. We wish you the very best of luck, and thank you for helping make this year's Supreme Show one to remember. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Arlindo Gomes. We've said it before and we'll say it again. FARMFAIR International has continued to exist because of Explore Edmonton, and their commitment has made it truly one of the greatest livestock shows, beef cattle shows, in the whole of North America, in the whole of the world. Thank you to Explore Edmonton. Of course, it's always one of the most hotly contested debates around the barns through the week. Who will be our Supreme Champion judges? Well, ladies and gentlemen, FARMFAIR International has knocked themselves out once again in coming up with 5 stellar individuals, all of which have had huge careers in our purebred seed stock industry and affiliation with FARMFAIR International to evaluate every one of our 24 champion females and 25 champion bulls, giving us 49 grand champions through this ring in the Alberta Supreme Show. And Tracy will introduce you to our first judge.
Well, thank you, Rob. Our first judge is Stephen Johnson. Stephen Johnson of Johnson Charolais, originally from Barrhead, is no stranger to the show ring. Over the years, Stephen has shown both bulls and females with great success and built a strong reputation for raising quality cattle. Johnson Charolais is known as a dependable source for performance bulls backed by a powerful and good-looking cow herd. Bulls in Barrhead are available by private treaty starting January 1st. These days, Stephen calls Inglis, Manitoba home, where he and Erin farm alongside her parents at High Bluff Stock Farm. For more than 22 years, High Bluff Stock Farm has hosted their annual bull sale, which is recognized across North America as a trusted source of top quality Charolais and Simmental genetics. Their focus has been on building a very consistent and uniform cow herd across both breeds. Each March, the High Bluff team offers over 100 Charolais and Simmental bulls and females in their annual sale. Stephen and Erin enjoy farming together and chasing after their 2-year-old daughter, often at the same time. Welcome, Stephen.
And welcome to judge number 2, Barclay Smith. SIBL Simmentals is a first-generation purebred operation and is owned and operated by Barclay with wife Michelle and children's Cassie, Bailey, and Cooper, and parents Ivan and Linda. SIBL has been registering cattle for 30 years and for the last 20 years has been part of the On Target Bull Sale in Barrhead. They market females at select fall sales and have sold cattle and genetics across Canada and into the USA. As well, they have exhibited cattle at FARMFAIR most years since 1997 and were honored to be awarded the Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor for the Simmental breed in 2018. Barclay is a past president of the Alberta Simmental Association, as well as the current first vice president for the Canadian Simmental Association. Barclay enjoys giving back to the cattle industry where possible. He has evaluated cattle across much of the province at various shows and enjoys the opportunity and is extremely honored to be a part of the panel for the 2025 Supreme Show at FARMFAIR International. Judge number 2, Barclay Smith.
Our third judge is Stan Locke. Locke Farms is a mixed operation that was established in 1926 in Macklin, Saskatchewan. Currently, the 4th generation is living and working on the home place. Lock Farm seeds 5,000 acres and manages over 400 cow-calf pairs with horned and polled Hereford and red and black Angus making up the purebred side of the operation. Stan received his 50-year membership pin from the Canadian Hereford Association in 2023 and was inducted into the Saskatchewan 4-H Hall of Fame in 2022. Lock Farm's Premier Hereford Angus Bull Sale will be held February 9th, 2026 at Northern Livestock Sales in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. Ladies and gentlemen, Stan Locke.
And next up, Richard Latimer. Richard and his wife Kelly and their children Lauren, Lewis, and Ella own and operate Remetall Farms Incorporated at Olds, Alberta. Richard and Kelly, along with Richard's parents, Jackie and the late Gary Latimer, established one of the largest purebred Black Angus herds in Canada. Since Gary's passing in 2023, the breeding herd was sold to the renowned Linscoff LT Ranch in South Dakota. Richard is no stranger to the show ring. In fact, he was showing when he was wearing only diapers. He was born into the industry and has shown purebred cattle his whole life. He has exhibited cattle at every major show in North America. Remetall has shown at FARMFAIR for 40-plus years, winning numerous championships, including multiple Supreme Champions. Richard judged the Supreme Show in 2008, along with several breed shows at FARMFAIR International and Agribition. And in fact, if you go back to 2002, the very first FARMFAIR Supreme, Remetall Farms had, with Remetall Classy Lady 18K and Remetall Meteor 45M, the very first FARMFAIR Supreme Champion female. Well, he's back this year to make this world go round and pick our 45th and 46th Supreme Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Latimer.
And I actually spoke about our fifth judge just an hour ago. Please welcome, all the way from Australia, Monique McKinnon. Monique is the owner of Target Livestock and Marketing, a purebred Angus breeding program built on internationally sourced genetics. Through the business, she also directly imports and markets semen and embryo from North America into the Australian purebred industry. Alongside her husband, Corey, Monique additionally manages the Timber Creek Angus program, where they oversee a large-scale commercial Angus cow-calf operation accompanied by an emerging purebred Angus program in the Upper Hunter region of New South Wales, Australia. Monique has traveled extensively through Canada and the U.S. over the past 9 years, touring purebred operations and various production systems across the supply chain. Monique is heavily involved in numerous junior programs throughout Australia in a variety of aspects as an active committee member, education mentor, and judge. Monique has spent this past week here at FARMFAIR International as the coach for Team Australia, competing in the inaugural Beef Youth Competition. She is incredibly honored for the opportunity to support youth development on an international stage and to also be one of the judges for this year's FARMFAIR Supreme Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I met this amazing gal a couple of years ago. Please join me in welcoming Monique McKinnon.
Come together indeed, ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed panel of judges. Well, there's 5 esteemed judges. We're now going to introduce you to 24 of the greatest purebred beef females in the history of Canadian cattle genetics. Here they come. We're going to introduce you where they have qualified from and tell you a little about each of the 24 as they enter the ring. Our FARMFAIR Grand Champion Speckle Park female, entry number 1 from KFC Farms Limited, Ken Friesen of Abbotsford, BC, the yearling heifer KFC Ms. Poppy 101M, born February the 1st, our Grand Champion Speckle Park female for FARMFAIR International 2025.
Also representing FARMFAIR International, our champion AOB, Belted Galloway. This is the entry from Pearly Watt Farm of Tomahawk, Alberta. This is PWF Merida 1M. She is a January 4th yearling heifer, bred and exhibited by Pearly Watt Farm. Congratulations to our FARMFAIR International AOB Belted Galloway champion.
Our next FARMFAIR champion came to us from the AOB section as well, and it is our champion Bronvie, Swiss Tradition Lara, the 2-year-old with the heifer calf, Prairie Gold Nala at side, from Prairie Gold Bronvie, Mark Larocque of Ross-Thurn, Saskatchewan. The cow bred by Ian and Verena Peden, and also shown in our junior show by Eloise Larocque, our grand champion Bronvie, as part of Wednesday's AOB section from the always exhibiting Ian and Verena Peden, as well as Mark Larocque and the Larocque family.
Next in from FARMFAIR International is our All Other Breeds Highland champion. This is exhibited by Blackthorn Cattle Company of Derwent, Alberta. They are showing Blackthorn's Nilla. This is an April 25th calendar year heifer calf, owned and exhibited by Blackthorn Cattle Company. I have a sneaky suspicion this might be my second breed I'm going to try. They are so cool.
And made their debut this year, the very first Highland show at FARMFAIR International. So this is our first Highland Grand Champion female. Our next FARMFAIR Grand Champion is entry number 5, YFS SSS Caesar 56H, with the TSC Nala 523N heifer calf at side. This is the 5-year-old cow coming 6 with her March 16th heifer calf at side for Tierra Soul Cattle Company, the Jones family of Clyde, Alberta. The pair owned by not only Tierra Soul, but Scattered Spruce Solaire and Bardee Ranching and SkyWest Solaire. During the junior show, we gave our Mitch Jones Memorial Scholarship away, the $2,000 that went to Riley Pachulka. Well, this continues to be part of Mitch's legacy with the Jones ladies of Tierra Soul Cattle Company and our Grand Champion Solaire from FARMFAIR International 2025. Speaking of the Pachulkas,
yes, this is FARMFAIR International's Grand Champion Main Anjou female. Ladies and gentlemen, this is from Rasilvia Cattle Company, the Pachulka family at Derwent. This is Miss Rasilvia 7J and Mr. Rasilvia 62N at side. This is exhibited by Rasilvia Cattle Company, Rapid Creek Ranch, and Wilkin Ridge Stock Farms. This is a 4-year-old mature cow exhibited by the Rasilvia Cattle Company at Derwent, Alberta.
if you had the opportunity to watch the Gelbfie show on Wednesday or Thursday, Brian McKenzie judged, and he said the 6 2-year-olds that were in that class was the strongest 2-year-old class of any breed he's ever laid eyes on. Well, this was the winner, and this was our grand champion Gelbfie female, AWB Twin View Lexus 58L, with her February 17th, 2025 AWB Twin View Lexus 80N heifer calf at side for Twin View Livestock, Aaron and Joe of Parkbeg, Saskatchewan, and Beamish Land and Cattle, co-owners of our grand champion Gelbfie female.
From FARMFAIR International, we are going to introduce to you our Grand Champion Limousine. This is entry number 8, and it is exhibited by Eden Meadows Farm of Zellner, Saskatchewan, and Hard Rock Land and Cattle. This is RPY Paynes Lila 9L and EMF HR Naomi 503N at side. This is a 2-year-old cow-calf pair representing the Limousine breed, And congratulations to Eden Meadow Farms and Hard Rock Landing Cattle for exhibiting the 2025 Champion Limousine.
It would be a yearling born February 17th last year that would be declared the grand champion of the Shorthorn Show and a triple qualifier, also the grand champion at the Barhead Beef Bash and Olds Fall Classic for Evan Patrickin of Double Arrow Stock Farm, DASF Billie Jean BF27M ET for not only Double Arrow Stock Farm and Evan Patrickin of Thorhild, Alberta, but Peckover Farms and First Class Shorthorns. Michael Jackson is proud.
Next into the ring is a double qualifier, the Simmental champion from both FARMFAIR International and Olds Fall Classic. This is the entry from Rancier Farms of Killam, Alberta. This is a beautiful little 2-year-old, January 25th. This is RF Scream 3121 and heifer calf RF Scream 5141 at side. Again, a double qualifier, Rancier Farms with RF Scream 3121, double qualifier, FARMFAIR and Olds Fall Classic.
Our grand champion Hereford female for FARMFAIR this year is a heifer calf, January the 30th for Harvey Ranching. Tinley and Lila Harvey, the breeders, that's the juniorist division of the Harveys from Mountain View County, Alberta, and Harvey Ms. Candy, ET77N. There is no question, if you go back to that dance hit of the 1980s, I Want Candy, and our Hereford judge declared Harvey Ms. Candy, ET77N, the grand champion in 2025.
We're excited to introduce another double qualifier as champion Red Angus female from both FARMFAIR International and Olds Fall Classic. It is the entry from Wilbar Cattle, the Wilms family of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. This is Red Wilbar Bayberry 31K. This is a 3-year-old with Red Wilbar Bayberry 420N at side. A double qualifier from FARMFAIR and Olds, exhibited by Wilbar Cattle, the Wilms. Congratulations to the Bayberries.
A triple qualifier comes in next as our FARMFAIR International Grand Champion Black Angus female, having also qualified from the Barhead Beef Bash and Olds Fall Classic. This is the 2-year-old that won our black show yesterday, DMM Blackbird 24L with DMM Missouri River 8N, the bull calf at side for Lee and Don Wilson, Colt Jacobs, one of their multiple grandsons, and Grant Lodge, co-owners on DMM Blackbird 24L and DMM Missouri River 8N. It's important the colt to make an entrance.
It's all about family in the show cattle industry, and that is one hot grandma and her grandson, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have a qualifier that is our Grand Champion Charolais entry from Harvey Ranching, the Harvey family at Mountain View County. This is a 2-year-old female, EVF Lily 338L, with her bull calf at side, Harvey Cashflow 22N. This entry is your champion, Charolais, from FARMFAIR International. Congratulations. Cole and Jill on the halter, Harvey Ranching.
Next up is our UFA Junior Show winner, and she came from the senior heifer calf class. We are very proud to be able to bring you the individual who was our grand champion of our junior show, Murray's Design 153N. She's coming to you as entry number 15, but she was in our junior show from none other than Nevada Murray of Tilly, Alberta. Bred by Murray Ranches, relatively new to the purebred seed stock industry, but what a force of nature the Murrays have been, just like the sire of Murray's Design 153.
No, that's
Oh. Not. Sorry. I guess so.
Is this Red Angus?
Yeah, that's Karsten. That's Karsten.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Red Angus champion from Barhead Beef Bash. This is CS Ranching. The Grabblers at Chair Hill with Red 6 Mile Miss Minerva 667J and Red CS Mr. Watonka 1N at side. This is a 4-year-old pair.
And now from the Barhead Beef Bash, our grand champion Simmental, a yearling heifer from Boss Lake Genetics, Brittany Boss and the Boss crew of Parkland County, Alberta, Boss Lake Ms. Passion 414M. The yearling heifer born February the 24th is entry number 18 and our Barhead Beef Bash grand champion Simmental. Barhead Beef Bash, of course, along with the Olds Fall Classic and Farm Fair International, making up the Alberta Supreme Show.
Next up, we have an Olds Fall Classic champion representing the Charolais breed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the entry from McLeod Livestock of Cochrane, Alberta, with Cedarly Wren 13E. And calf CML Wren 559 at side. This is an 8-year-old cow-calf pair. And from McLeod Livestock with newlyweds, Bobby and Megan Miles on the halter. Congratulations to McLeod Livestock. This is our grand champion Charolais from Olds Fall Classic.
And now, folks, having spotlighted winners from Barhead and Olds as well as Farm Fair, we move to the fourth partner and final partner in our Alberta Supreme Show, the Lloydminster Stockade Roundup, where our grand champion Black Angus comes in next as entry number 21, Greenwood Tibby 78L with the Noble Standout 33N calf at side, born January 21st from Double RN Ranching Corporation, the Noble family of Double RN, Lloydminster, Alberta. L, that would make sense, bred heifer, February 24th, 2024. Bred by Jaden and Jackson Payne and our grand champion Black Angus from Lloydminster Stockade Roundup.
Next up should be the champion. No.
The Highland Stock Farm is the red heifer that just came around.
Oh, I got confused. My bad. Okay. We were still on Olds Fall Classic. I got wild about Lloydminster. I was so excited. Olds Fall Classic. That was Highland Stock Farms with Highland Mysteria 12M, bred by Rob Matthews, historic and legendary Angus and Limousin breeder, and Amanda Matthews and Holt Haywood with Highland Stock Farms on that Limousin that was entry number 20. Amanda will kick the crap out of me later on. But now we're into Lloydminster. And Trace.
This is the Black Angus champion from Lloydminster from Double RN Ranching Corp. This is Greenwood Tibby 78L. She's entry 21 and Noble Standout 33N at side. That is a 2-year-old representing the champion Black Angus from Lloydminster. Congratulations to the Nobles.
And now our grand champion Charolais from Lloydminster Stockade Roundup. All the way from Quesnel, BC, and Pinnacle View Livestock, Aaron Kishkan and the family with SOS Kardashian, PLD 798K. The 3-year-old cow-calf pair with Pinnacle SOS Smiths North 798. The January 2nd born heifer calf at side for Pinnacle View Livestock and Springside Farms owner and breeder. On our Grand Champion Charlet female from Lloydminster Stockade Roundup.
Also from Lloydminster Stockade, our Grand Champion Hereford is a yearling. She's a February 10th yearling and exhibited by Dunsmore Family Farms of Asquith, Saskatchewan. This is Double H Reba 210M, your Hereford champion from the Lloydminster Stockade Roundup, exhibited by Dunsmore Family Farms.
If you're marking a show program, entry number 24 is a scratch. And if you are one of our judges, please note there will be no entry 24, which brings us to our final qualifier. Again, from the Lloydminster Stockade Roundup, she comes in as entry 25, our Grand Champion Red Angus. This is the yearling heifer from Shelton Grappler, Red CS Selma 6M. From CS Ranching, Shelton Grappler, the breeder and owner, on Red CS Selma 6M, our Grand Champion Red Angus from Lloydminster Stockade Roundup.
And ladies and gentlemen, not joining us today, no fault of the exhibitors, we do want to pay tribute. So we want to acknowledge our champion from the Junior Supreme Show. Jamison Hunker had one heck of a cow-calf pair, DMM Blackbird 39L. She was a 2-year-old pair with Blackbird 142 at side. Jamison Hunker, of course, part of the Miller-Wilson group at Bashaw. And let me tell you, she is one heck of a pair. So if you want to check her out, go back to the stall. That little 2-year-old will knock your socks off.
And I think young Jamison will be happy to give you a tour of the pair. And folks, we do want to apologize to Jamison. He isn't aware of this, but there is a movie from the late 1960s called Cool Hand Luke, which popularized a phrase, what we have here is failure to communicate. So we do want to thank and acknowledge with apologies to Jamison Hunker. This is our Supreme Champion female class. Moving off so that everybody has the opportunity to see them. Our judges will have about 20 minutes to evaluate, and we have a few more things that we need to share with you while that 20 minutes time starts to tick down for our esteemed panel of 5 judges. Tracy?
Well, folks, if it isn't enough to see this kind of caliber of cattle in the ring, we top it off with some pretty cool incentives and prizing. So today, the Supreme Champion female will win $20,000 cash. The top 4 runners-up will each receive $5,000. So thank you to Explore Edmonton for probably the richest show we have in Canada. Same for the bulls, folks. Supreme will also take home a $20,000 check for Supreme Champion Bull, and each of those runner-ups will receive $5,000. Not only that, but each champion will also receive a FARMFAIR International belt buckle and a belt buckle from Expo Ganadera, a gift from our amazing international friends from Mexico. Let's give it up for the Mexico friends, folks. Woo! Not only will the top 5 bulls and females win big, but there are also 4 exhibitor draws that will be happening throughout the show. We're going to give away 4 $1,000 prizes, and you'll have a 90-second countdown to make your way to the photo backdrop at Show Champions to claim your prize once your name is called. And the junior exhibitors are also included in this draw. So make sure that if you see your name, that you swiftly get to that backdrop without hurting yourself or without scaring any of the livestock. This truly is the richest show in Canada, Rob. It is unbelievable here at FARMFAIR International.
And you and Arlindo do have fun with those draws, don't you?
We certainly do. So on behalf of all of the FARMFAIR International folks, let's pay attention to the digital boards and pay tribute to some sponsors. On behalf of FARMFAIR International, we extend our heartfelt thanks to our incredible sponsors. Your generous and continued support honors and helps celebrate innovation and community, which allows all of us to showcase world-class cattle and highlights the very best of agriculture year after year.
Meet Joe. Joe knows that a happy partner equals a happy trip. Joe booked a room through Edmonton's besthotels.com and scored up to $225 in rewards. Hello date night, fancy dinner, the works. Joe is smart. Be like Joe. Visit edmontonsbesthotels.com to book your next stay in Edmonton.
Edmonton drives visitors year-round and elevates the Edmonton experience. The organization is proud to produce its signature events, K-Days, the Canadian Finals Rodeo, and FARMFAIR International, as well as stewarding urban agriculture within the Edmonton Urban Farm. Learn more about how they help our city shine at exploreedmonton.com.
This landscape we're standing on right now has developed over millennia.
It's about balancing the proper growth, the proper stages of the grass that's there.
These lands are extremely vital to the health of the ecosystem.
It's my responsibility and duty to maintain that ecological cycle.
Love for the grazing lands, it's in every ounce of fiber that I have.
Alberta Beef, where land meets legacy.
Alberta Beef Producers, featuring our chair, Doug Roxburgh, was here all week with his wife, Katie. Ladies and gentlemen, Alberta Beef Producers. Country Junction Feeds, proud to fuel your cattle for the show world, one red ribbon at a time.
Tracy, didn't you refer to Doug Roxburgh and Katie as the first family? If Doug is our ABP chair, you called Katie the first lady of Alberta Beef?
Yeah, I called them the royal couple. For decades, FARMFAIR International has been a global destination for visitors seeking elite Canadian genetics to enhance the quality of their herds around the world. One of our strongest and long-standing relationships has been with none other than Mexico. We're thrilled to share a new chapter in this valued partnership. During last night's reception, the CEO of Explore Edmonton and FARMFAIR International officially signed 2 promotional memorandum of understandings with key agricultural organizations in Mexico. Crialtos, the registered purebred livestock association in the state of Jalisco, which organizes one of the region's most prominent cattle shows, Expo Ganadera Tepetal, and the San Marcos National Fair located in Aguascalientes, which is the largest fair in Mexico, attracting more than 7 million visitors annually. These MOUs formally recognize our shared commitment to promoting excellence in quality livestock genetics. From April 21st to the 27th, 2026, we are organizing an exclusive trip to the states of Jalisco and Aguascalientes, Mexico, for interested producers to explore world-class ranches, witness top-tier cattle genetics, and experience the incredible culture and hospitality of our Mexican partners and friends. Stay tuned for more details coming to the FARMFAIR International website. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our Mexican friends. And just to let you know how much our family loves Mexico, not only do we attend these industry events, but our family is headed there the first 2 weeks in December for a vacation. So not only are you the destination for livestock genetics, but also for tourism. Thank you so much to our Mexican friends.
Mexico does indeed rock. FARMFAIR International's international ambassadors, who play a pivotal role in further developing the international program and bringing buyers of Canadian cattle genetics to Alberta. International visitors will have the opportunity to visit 3 Alberta farms during their visit. Thank you to MJT Cattle, the Trefiak family, Rancier Farms, the Ranciers, and Golden View Cattle Company for hosting tours of their farms. We want to take the opportunity to introduce you to our ambassadors from England, Northern Ireland, Australia, Mexico, and Argentina and Spain. First off, folks, our ambassador from England, Andrew Hughes, the head stockman and farm manager for Coley Herefords based near Halifax, West Yorkshire. Ambassador for Northern Ireland, Harry Heron, is the chairman of the Northern Ireland Charolais Cattle Club and owns a small herd of prize-winning Charolais cattle. We were super excited to have Harry Heron as one of our panel judges for the Ultimate Legends on Wednesday night. Our ambassador from Australia is Raymond Adrians, hailing from Winchelsea, Victoria, Australia, where he brings vast experience across multiple agricultural sectors. Raymond also has experience in international trade of livestock genetics from his professional experience in Denmark, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Our ambassador from Mexico, longtime supporter of FARMFAIR, and our man in Mexico, Ignacio Gomez. Nacho is a founding partner of G&G Gestoria on Comercio Exterior, where he works to develop trade opportunities with Mexico. Our man in Mexico, Nacho. And finally, our ambassador from Argentina and Spain, Ricardo Cantarelli, is a 5th-generation cattleman whose ranch is 109 years old and the oldest in Argentina. Ricardo is also a lawyer specializing in agribusiness and runs a genetic company called Euro Argan, which specializes in bringing Argentinian cattle genetics to Spain and Czech republics. Folks, once again, our ambassadors, please give them a FARMFAIR greeting and thank them for taking our message abroad. And folks, with recognizing Ricardo as our final ambassador, we do want to let you know that in 2026, our feature country for FARMFAIR International, the 52nd edition, will be none other than, as my old friend Gary Latimer used to say, the Argentine. Argentina will be our feature country in 2026. That's cool. We saw Elton John, right? Live in Red Deer?
Yeah, 7th row. It cost us like what would be now the price of a, I don't know, maybe like an open heifer?
I don't think so. Not open heifers today. But yes, that's when your mother was my favorite sister. 7th row, Elton John.
So now we are going to do the first of our exhibitor draws. We'll turn our attention to the show champions backdrop, where we have the drum ready, they're rolling it around, and we're ready to pull out a winner. Our Lindo will let us know who that is, and that exhibitor will have 90 seconds to safely but swiftly come to the backdrop.
Okay, the winner is Abigail Tillman.
Well, Abigail isn't very far. Her stall is right here in the marshalling area. So Abigail Tillman. Oh goodness, she is going fast.
I think she's going to set a record for the fastest ever.
I think she needs to enter a different sport.
Abigail, graduate from the University of Saskatchewan, former 4-H member from down there in Rocky View County, Crossfield Way, and a purebred Charolais breeder. It was her dream, her own dream, to become a purebred Charolais breeder. She is your first exhibitor draw recipient.
Absolutely. Now, Kaylee Brandel, it's your time to shine, girl. It's your time to shine. So this is an opportunity for us to introduce some more of our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Clean Farms.
Hi, my name is Adam Sharman. I'm one of the veterinarians and owner here at Davis Reardon. I've been here for 13 years and proud to carry on the tradition that was started 40 years ago. Our passion and our roots run really deep in the purebred seed stock industry. Our family are actually 3rd and 4th generation purebred breeders. Davis Reardon is one of the last remaining family-owned embryo clinics in Canada. Davis Reardon offers both conventional and IVS collections, as well as in-clinic or mobile services. We offer our own recipient herd, home-raised cattle that we calve out every year. Davis Reardon prides itself on supporting the future of the cattle industry by sponsoring as many junior shows, not only in Alberta, but across Canada. We're blessed to work with some of the best breeders across Western Canada. Many of these breeders have become like family to us, and stopping at their place in the springtime is relaxing, enjoyable, and feels like it's catching up with old friends and family. Working with these breeders has allowed us opportunities to export embryos to over 40 different countries worldwide.
Olds College of Agriculture and Technology, proudly supporting youth in agriculture for over 100 years. The Government of Alberta is a proud supporter of FARMFAIR International, showcasing our ranching excellence, strengthening agriculture, and celebrating the hardworking producers who power Alberta's livestock industry. Be proactive with Cattle Active, an all-natural solution for maintaining rumen health and overall well-being. Get 10% off today.
We would imagine, ladies and gentlemen, our judges are nearing completion on their ballots. But Tracy, appropriate, another brick in the wall is playing while our judges are actually finishing. When you think about the creation of successful breeding operations and you look at the close to 24 outfits that are in this operation, each of those genetic matching and stacking decisions that happen becomes another brick in the wall. You made reference to the value chain a while ago. So many people talk about the commercial cow-calf operation as the first link in the value chain. But the first link in the value chain is the genetic decision. The decision of the cow to the bull that leads to the sire that goes into those commercial herds that makes the commercial cow-calf operation. So that genetic piece is the first brick in the wall.
Oh, absolutely, Rob. And I think that what is perfectly illustrative in this ring right now is that you have some of the very best breeders in Canada that are in this ring. And these decisions are transgenerational. And the reason I say that is because you've got people here that have got 4th, 5th generation family operations. And that's a big deal because that is knowledge and experience and talent that filters down to so many different generations. And we talk about how livestock is a lifestyle, and it's almost an obsession. And because we are obsessed with making sure that we can provide a high quality product, a highly marketable product, and a product that we know feeds the world at the end point. And so these decisions are very, very serious and a big deal. And I think that none of the livestock that are in the ring today are ever going to be necessarily harvested for beef production, but they are making the animals that do feed the world. And I think that that's really, really important. So that's one thing. And then I think the second thing is when you look at the showmen that are out here, these are husbands and wives, they're partners, they're fathers and sons, they're brothers. And I think that that is something that is so beautiful about our industry, that it is truly about working together. Whether or not we're seeding the silage crop, whether we're halter breaking the cattle, or whether we're trying to decide what the next promotional advertisement looks like, we do it as a family. Everybody has their skills, and they are part of a much bigger picture than just calving out cows.
You had made the comment when one particular pair came in about a grandmother and a grandson. You showed a lot of cattle with grandparents.
I did, and I think one of the really cool things about that is I had a very special relationship with my grandparents, and my grandparents were able to take my brothers and I truly all over Canada and the US. So there's not many kids that get to show at as many state fairs as we did. We've shown in Georgia, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Texas, Washington, Oregon, and so many other places, Tennessee. And so I think that, again, it transcends the fact that it isn't just about the cattle or the operation, it's about those experiences. And I think that's what is so incredibly important and what makes us great.
Just wanted to kind of let you know, folks, if you look at who the 22 Supreme Champion females have been thus far, we're not actually going to talk about any of the particular breeders, but there have been both Black and Red Angus, there have been Simmental, there have been Charolais, and there have been Limousin. Now, I think, Tracy, that there was one of those Simmental that you had a certain degree of affiliation with, and I wonder if you might share with everyone what it felt like to be someone who had somewhat of a connection to a FARMFAIR Supreme Champion.
Yeah, we had Supreme Female in 2005, which seems like a lifetime ago, but it was a really great experience. It was the first year of the trucks, and to have those Dodge trucks presented to the partners that owned the cow-calf pair was absolutely overwhelming. It was awesome. And I think it's an experience that people in the ring that have won it, you might only ever win it once. And that is truly, truly a cool thing. But you know, Rob, I think we're ready to give away some money. So if Arlindo wants to go down to the draw barrel, I think we're ready to do another exhibitor draw.
Suppose Arlindo will double it if they're faster than Abigail Tillman was?
I think she set a record if we were checking her time. Okay, our next winner is Tracy Wilms.
Ah, Tracy's in the ring. So if somebody, oh, Tammy's going over. Tracy Wilms from Dundurn, Saskatchewan is on the calf from the Red Angus champion. So congratulations, Tracy. If I were you, Kylie, I would take half of that. Because you're a team, right? Take 500.
Yeah, take it all. Go for it all. No question.
Congratulations to Wilbar Cattle. They are our second draw winner and $1,000 richer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, all 5 of our judges have spoken. The ballots are in, and we are okay to allow for our females to start exiting the ring. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the last time we're going to see the biggest group. The 5 finalists will come back in, the top 5, to all of these exhibitors for matching and stacking the bloodlines and the blood, sweat, and tears. Please give them one more huge round of applause, our Farm Fair Supreme Champion female contenders in 2025. Such is the stuff that dreams are made of.
If any of you had an opportunity to watch any of the breed shows, even the qualifying shows, you'd know that it is tougher than heck to get into this ring. This is not an easy journey. And there are so many good cattle that have walked through this ring this week. And so this is quite an accomplishment. Congratulations once again to all of these exhibitors.
So folks, we hope that you're making some friendly bets, not that we are at all promoting gambling, on who the top 5 are going to be and who the Supreme Champion is going to be, the one that's going to add to our 22 and make 23 since our very first Supreme Champion for Remitol Farms back in 2002. I remember that extremely well. Remitol Farms with Remitol Classy 18K and Remitol Meteor 45M was pretty cool when that happened all the way back in 2002. And you know, at that point in time, the Agribition Supreme was only 3 years old. Supremes weren't that big a deal, and Agribition and Farm Fair said, hey, let's get into it and get to be part of this ourselves. That very first year, Black Angus took them both, but there's been many, many champions over the course of the years. We've had Angus, both black and red. We've had Simmental, Charolais, and Limousin. Limousin having particularly good runs here at Farm Fair.
Actually, Rob, I was remiss in saying that in 2025, when we had Supreme Female, Remitol Farms and Justimere had Supreme on the bull side. And Richard is one of our judges today, and I actually graduated with Richard. Now, I am significantly younger than him, but we did graduate together. So we were also Supreme together, and here he is today judging. So it's really how cool and small our world is.
It's a small world. If you're significantly younger, you must have either been a prodigy or, no, you must have been a prodigy, because I don't remember Richard being a poor student.
No, but he's born in the fall before I was born. He's a fall birth date. Right? I think I'm right. Yep.
I think that grad party was at the Westerdale Community Hall, if I remember right. You don't remember it, neither does he. I guarantee you that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as our females exit, we'll ask our judges to reposition themselves, and we're about to introduce you to 25 bulls.
You're younger? Aren't you the fall of 76?
You're 77.
April 77. So yes, I am.
Well, our judges have taken their spots. We are ready to roll into the ring with the first of our 25 Grand Champion bulls. Representing FARMFAIR International, our Grand Champion Speckle Park, entry 51, Wolf Lake Leviathan 56L from Wolf Lake Speckle Park. That's the Brundage of Bonnyville family, Wolf Lake Speckle Park, Dan and Heather Brundage. This is the 2-year-old March 1st bull who was our Grand Champion Speckle Park. It's a very popular show, and they always put forth their best effort at FARMFAIR International, the first of our FARMFAIR Grands.
Next up from FARMFAIR International is the AOB Blonde Champion. This is exhibited and owned by Clover Hill Cattle Company, the Camelchuck family from Colinton, Alberta. This is Clover Hill Stormin' Norman 40N. He's a calendar year calf born April 10th. And congratulations to Delaney and Avery and the Camelchuck family on their champion blonde bull.
Our Grand Champion Bronvie that came out of the AOB section is next. Our Grand Champion Bronvie bull, Swiss Tradition Leo, for Ian and Verena Peden and Michaela and Albert Fox. Swiss Tradition Bronvie, always our premier breeder and exhibitor of the Bronvie show from Leduc County. This is the 2-year-old bull that quite impressed our AOB judge, one of the outstanding young judges from Canada, educated in the United States. And he selected this 2-year-old as our AOB Grand Champion Bronvie bull for Ian and Verena Peden.
The All Other Breeds Highland is our next champion, declared right here at FARMFAIR International. This is Blackthorn's Neptune. This is owned and exhibited by Blackthorn Cattle Company of Derwent, Alberta. This is also a calendar year calf born May 25th, 2025. Bred by Kevin and Candace Reich. Congratulations to Blackthorn Cattle Company with their Grand Champion AOB Highland. It was the debut for the Highlands here at FARMFAIR International, and it was a very good show.
And inspired a little artwork just inside the concourse. Entry 55 comes next. This is our Grand Champion Solaire from FARMFAIR International, another calendar year calf born on February the 14th and coming to us from Tierra Sol Cattle Company, the Jones girls of Clyde, Alberta. This is TSC No Regrets 505N. A calendar year calf became our Grand Champion Solaire and once again part of the Mitch Jones legacy.
Speaking of Mitch Jones, the 2025 recipient is on the halter of our next champion. The FARMFAIR International Main Anjou is exhibited by Rasilvia Cattle Company, the Pashulka family at Derwent. This is Mr. Rasilvia 62N, exhibited by Rasilvia Cattle Company, Rapid Creek Mains, and Wilkin Ridge Stock Farms. Congratulations, Riley, on a great week you've had thus far, and especially his Main Anjou champion bull, Mr. Rasilvia 62, a February 18th born calendar year bull calf.
And the calf on the cow, right? Our Grand Champion Gelbfie is the 2-year-old April 8th model from 2023, RWG Loaded 3418 from the Holman family of Red Deer County, Alberta, and Royal Western Gelbfie, co-owned with CDC Farms. Our Grand Champion Gelbfie bull, entry number 57. Royal Western hits it out of the park again with Loaded, 34-18.
The 2025 FARMFAIR International Limousine Grand Champion is next. This is exhibited by Greenwood Cattle of Lloydminster, the Payne family, along with partners After Hours Limousine and Nordal Limousine and Angus. This is AHL GW Living the Dream. This is a January 25th 2-year-old coming to you from Greenwood Cattle, After Hours Limousine and Nordal Limousine and Angus. Congratulations to the Payne family on your 2025 Champion Limousine Bull.
With those Payne boys both married to hot blondes now, I'd say they're both living the dream. Our Grand Champion Shorthorn is a calendar year calf coming to us once again from Evan Patrickin of Double Arrow Stock Farms. What a great Shorthorn show he had. It was a large and competitive show. Our Grand Champion bull was DASF Cartel 13NET. The January 26 born bull from Double Arrow Stock Farms, entry 59 in your show program. And judges on your ballot, entry number 59, our Grand Champion FARMFAIR International Shorthorn.
Entry number 60 is next. This is a double qualifier from FARMFAIR International and Olds Fall Classic back in October. Our Grand Champion Simmental, exhibited by Canadian Sires and Donors of Mountain View County with their partners, Double Bar D Farms and Ultra Livestock. This is Ultra Barley Lethal Weapon 63L. And I know that Riley, Cassie, and Rowdy are watching on DLMS. Hi guys, I hope you're having a great time. And here is your champion, Simmental Ultra Barley Lethal Weapon 63L. That's entry 60.
Our Grand Champion Hereford Bull comes next, and it was a yearling. Still is, actually. HMS Highcliffe Maximus ET25M from the Milham family of Outlook, Saskatchewan, and HMS Highcliffe. Also co-owned by Scott Manley. Our yearling bull was our Grand Champion Hereford Bull, Maximus.
Our Red Angus Champion is next. This is a FARMFAIR International Champion, and it is exhibited by Wilbar Cattle, the Wilms family of Saskatoon or Dundurn, Saskatchewan, with their partners Gurney Land and Livestock and Moving On Farms. This is Red Wilbar Stranglehold 814M. This is a January 18th yearling. And our champion Red Angus from FARMFAIR International, congratulations Wilms, and Red Wilbar Stranglehold 814M, that's entry 62.
When the dust settled and the smoke cleared on the always competitive Black Angus show yesterday, it was this 2-year-old bull, entry number 63, the March 5th, 2023 born Tehran Eldorado 185L that would come out on top for Murray Ranches from Tilly, Alberta. Bred by Tehran Farms, the Adams family of Forestburg, George and Santana and the kids of Murray Ranches, bringing us our Grand Champion Black Angus bull, Tehran Eldorado 185L.
Our Charolais Champion is next. This is entry number 64. A FARMFAIR International Champion. This is exhibited by KR Land and Cattle of Wassetna, Alberta. This is the Phillips family and their partners, KFC Farms. Ladies and gentlemen, this is KR Tremor 7015L. He is a February 25th, 2023 model. This is a 2-year-old bull and champion in the Charolais show. Congratulations to the Phillips family and the KFC Farms Group.
We move now into our qualifiers from the Barhead Beef Bash, where the Black Angus breed was won by entry number 65, the yearling bull coming to us from newlywed Robert Geis of Geis Angus Farm Limited with Geis. She said yes, 2424, might be a certain degree of appropriateness to that name. Geis Angus Farm Limited and Coomer Farms, owners of this yearling Angus bull. She said yes in 2024, and she said yes in the summer of 2025, making Robert a very happy young man.
Our Red Angus champion from the Barhead Beef Bash is entry number 67 and is coming to you next. This is Cinder Angus. The Yoder family from Barhead and their co-owners, Shady Knoll Cattle Company of Indiana and Triangle K Angus and Simmental with Red Cinder Foulinia 1601L. This is a May 25th 2-year-old and your Red Angus champion from Barhead Beef Bash. Once again, congratulations to Cinder Angus, Shady Knoll Cattle Company, and Triangle K Angus and Simmental. This is entry 67, Red Angus champion bull from Barhead Beef Bash.
Actually bred by TVN, the youngest of the Yoder family. Our Olds Fall Classic champions start now with our grand champion Charlet. This is a yearling bull, entry number 68 as it comes in from Danes Cattle and O'Neill Livestock of Red Deer County, Alberta, WGD Pearl Snaps 117N. Again from Danes Cattle and O'Neill Livestock and KC Cattle Company. This March 6, 2024 yearling, bred by the exhibitor today, Wyatt Danes, and our grand champion Charlet from the Olds Fall Classic. Pearl Snaps. Must be a Jocelyn influence on that name, I would suspect.
Well, she's a great namer, but the inspiration often comes from Wyatt. Our next champion is the Limousine Grand Champion from Olds Fall Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is High Cattle Company of Rocky View County and their co-owners, Diamond Sea Ranch with High's Legacy ET. This is a January 22nd. I think your program is incorrect. It's not a 25 model, it's a 24 model, but this is entry 69. This is High Cattle Company of Rocky View County with High's Legacy ET, Olds Fall Classics champion Limousine bull.
Our Olds Fall Classic champions are complete, and now we'll move to our Lloydminster Stockade Roundup champions, where our Charlet breed featured this January 17th model as a grand champion, Bar SK Boom. It's Bar SK that is the champion. I don't believe your program's right, though, because it says 511N, and I don't think that's correct. But this is definitely the Kaler Eaton Bar SK Cattle Company Grand Champion bull from Lloydminster Stockade Roundup.
Next up is our Lloydminster Stockade Roundup champion Hereford bull. And our congratulations go to K-Cow Ranch, the Worsta family at Elk Point. This is K-Cow. He's a final draft 5M. This is entry 71. This is a cool off-age calf. This is an October 2nd, 2024. And this is K-Cow Ranch with K-Cow. He's a final draft 5M from the Worsta family.
Calf's just over a year old, 13 months old.
If you're marking your show program, folks, entry 72 is a scratch.
Which leads us to our next Lloydminster Stockade Roundup Grand Champion of the Red Angus Show. Entry number 73, the February 2nd, 2023 model for Randy McGowan and McGowan Farms of Killam, Alberta. Red McGowan Lariat 29L. Randy McGowan had our Grand Champion Red Angus in Lloydminster. In Randy's opinion, he was the king of the ring. Entry number 73. Grand Champion Red Angus.
Back to the Barhead Beef Bash, folks. This is our Grand Champion Simmental. This is entry number 74. And this entry is coming to you from Rockin' M Livestock of Beaver County. This is Carter Wood and RML Boomer 501N. This is a January 2nd, 2025. Models, this is your Grand Champion Simmental from Barhead Beef Bash. This is a calendar year bull calf from the Wood family at Beaver County.
Our second final entry in the Supreme Championship of our bull show is coming back to us from Lloydminster Stockade Roundup and is a calendar year calf. Our Grand Champion Speckle Park, entry number 75, Greenwood Coal Country 502N for the Payne crew of Greenwood Cattle. Greenwood Speckle Park and Desert Acres, the owners of this January 5th bull calf, Coal Country, was our Grand Champion Speckle Park bull.
And our last entry, this is entry number 76, our Olds Fall Classic Champion Shorthorn Bull. This is exhibited by Prospect Hill Shorthorns of Meeting Creek with fellow co-owners Edensville Cattle Company. This is Edensville Megatrome 16M. It is a February 8th, 2024 yearling bull. Our Grand Champion Shorthorn bull from Olds Fall Classic, and congratulations to Prospect Hill Shorthorns and Edensville Cattle Company on their yearling champion Shorthorn bull.
So that's 25 Grand Champions in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, more than 2 dozen. We're going to move them out into lines so that our judges can see them and walk between them. But to every one of these Grand Champions, folks, put your hands together. The breeders are so proud of them, and we're proud to have them here at Farm Fair International. There's just something special about an outstanding bull. We have calves, we have yearlings, we have 2-year-olds.
And you know, Rob, I was just doing some cowgirl math, and I believe that in this ring right now, we have at minimum $1.5 to $1.75 million worth of bulls here.
Wow. Talk about rising stars. I would take any one of them home. Well, Tracy, do you think it's time for you and Arlindo Gomes to have a little fun again?
Yeah. Let's do our third exhibitor draw. So again, you have 90 seconds, but please, if you're an exhibitor and your name is called, safely come to the show champion shot box. You'll have 90 seconds.
Will there ever be a time that we don't make fun of Scott Sievertson when this happens?
Never. He will never live it down.
Okay, our next winner is Reese Maxwell.
One more time.
Reese Maxwell.
Reese Maxwell. Reese Maxwell. Is that Maxwell Simmentals, I'm guessing? Reese Maxwell. Maxwell Simmentals. Reese, you have...
I think Kaylee's making a phone call. Those short legs are carrying her actually relatively quickly. I suppose a Brandel can take that by proxy and claim it 100%.
Maxwell's such a great family at Viking, so this is a really fun.
One of the great bull sales, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And for you talk about multi-generational families, I think Maxwell's at least have been 3 generations in the Simmental business.
We're there now.
Are there any Maxwell girls? It's always Maxwell boys. Are there Maxwell girls?
No, none. They only make boys at Viking.
Like the bulls.
Okay. Now is an opportunity to spotlight sponsors, folks.
Of course, you are in the Horizon Egg and Turf show ring, folks.
Alberta Angus Association is involved in many projects to promote the Angus breed, including 4-H, junior shows, scholarships, and more.
Actions may speak louder than words. But when those words are Canada's best powertrain warranty, or Canada's longest lasting heavy-duty diesel pickup, or even 540 horsepower, well, those words speak plenty loud. Nothing stops Ram.
You don't think that's too cheetah looking? Does that look cheetah looking?
No.
This NFL season, a clean, crisp taste that's easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Alberta has always been a treasure trove of flavors. But with so many options out there, how can you be sure you're supporting your neighbors and nurturing the heart of your community? Introducing Made in Alberta, designed to help you support your local producers, processors, and growers, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Look for the Made in Alberta label. Together, let's build a stronger community, one neighborly choice at a time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my first farm fair was 1980, so I haven't been at all 50, but I've sure been at most of them. And I honestly don't remember when Farm Fair wasn't Farm Fair International. International attendance has long been a cornerstone of Farm Fair International, and to continue expanding our global reach, Farm Fair International is proud to introduce the new program, Beef International. Best of the Emerging Elite Farmers is what BEEF stands for. And this competition is designed for young adults from across the agriculture industry worldwide. Competing in our inaugural year are 2 teams from Mexico representing the states of Jalisco and Aguascalientes, along with a team from the Czech Republic and Australia. In total, we welcome 20 international competitors and coaches. This multi-day competition took place throughout the 4 days of Farm Fair and included presentations, livestock judging, knowledge quizzes, and social media, as well as the evaluation of the top herdsmen at Farm Fair. And we are thrilled to present our winners. The winner of the Monetize Your Trip to Pitch competition is Team Australia. The herdsman judging competition winner is Team Mexico Jalisco. The treatment and disease competition is Team Mexico Aguascalientes. And the cattle judging competition was won by Team Czech Republic. So what do you do when you have 4 competitions and a different team wins every one? Well, folks, they compiled the scores for all of these individuals, and when it was all done, half of a point difference made the difference between our champion team and our reserve champion team. Half a point. I said to Leah Jones, our Farm Fair general manager, that's something on an individual competition, but on a team competition, that is wild. Our reserve champion team is Team Czech Republic. Congratulations to Team Czech Republic, our reserve champion team, and our grand champion team with that half a point extra. Was there ever any doubt? Not according to these individuals. Team Australia is our Beef International original grand champion team. Congratulations, Team Australia. And folks, you better believe that Beef International will be back in 2026, bigger and better even than in this first year. But there will only ever be one inaugural champion, and it is Team Australia. Congratulations, though, to all 20 of our Beef International competitors and our 4 debuting and inaugural pioneering teams.
Roger Peters, would you agree with me that the teams that had the best time and the most fun was Team Mexico?
Our 50th last year was fantastic, folks, but this new Beef International for 51st for 2025, what a cool enhancement. Kudos to Leah and the crew for coming up with Beef International, the battle of emerging elite farmers. That's cool.
Well, related to the herdsmanship competition, throughout the week, the Beef International competitors just met and have been judging all cattle exhibitors in the herdsmanship competition. Exhibitors have been judged in the categories of animal care and presentation, stall cleanliness, display and organization, and herdsman conduct and attitude, as well as knowledge and animal management and educational and farm display. Last night, the top 10 competed in a final round to determine the winner. The winner of the herdsmanship competition will receive $1,000 cash. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to congratulate Miller Wilson Angus of Bashaw on winning the herdsmanship competition. Arlindo Gomes is there to present at the show champions backdrop. Congratulations to the Miller Wilson crew and all of those beautiful kids. They are our 2025 herdsmanship competition winners.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce the winners of the Bessie's Best Room contest. This was such an extraordinary enhancement, another great element as FARMFAIR International moves into its second half-century. By decorating your stall with creativity and craftsmanship, you had the chance to win big with Edmonton's Best Hotels. We've been spotlighting Edmonton's Best Hotels as a major sponsor all 4 days of FARMFAIR International. And what extraordinary support they provided. First place, or first prize for the Bessie's Best Room contest is $5,000 and two-night hotel stays, and a second prize of $3,000 and two-night hotel stays. So how cool, $5,000 in hotel stay and $3,000 in hotel stay, it's incredible. Our first place winner, and we're going to have the opportunity to have Arlindo Gomes make this presentation. So down at the photo backdrop, congratulations to first place winners Craig and Dion Brown, who get $5,000 in the two-night hotel stay. And our second place winners, the Jans family, with $3,000 and 2 hotel stays. Folks, put your hands together for Craig and Dion Brown and the Jans family. Big cash and hotels booked through edmontonsbesthotels.com.
From the land to the lab, the Faculty of Agricultural, Life, and Environmental Sciences is working on incredible advancements that produce more food, use less energy, and strike a better balance between our economy and our environment. We are leading the way in beef genomics and rangeland research, proving that producing quality beef cattle while protecting grasslands and saving money is possible and critical for advancing the economic, environmental, and social sustainability of Canadian beef. We're changing the world right here at the University of Alberta.
Alta Genetics is honored to participate in the FARMFAIR International Supreme Champion Show.
In the shop or in the field, minding crops and checking yield, behind the fence and on the road, you'll find an unspoken, honored code, an understanding to provide, to feed the people near and wide, to carry the workload on their shoulders and pass it on when they get older. With grit as their strength and pride as their armor, we thank goodness for the Canadian farmer.
With branches in Alberta, British Columbia, and across Canada, check out Westland Insurance. With insurance coverage that goes the extra mile, Westland Insurance provides protection and peace of mind for your farm, business, home, and auto insurance needs. Check us out online or in person for a quote. Well, Arlindo is antsy to give away that last $1,000 exhibitor draw. So, folks, let's do it. Who is the number 4 and final winner of the $1,000?
All right, Quincy Jones is our last winner.
Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones from Olds, Alberta. Quincy.
Newlywed last year, Speckle Park exhibitor.
Oh, there she is. Congratulations, Quincy.
They were all fast this year.
I know, it's awesome.
Everyone's paying attention. That makes us happy.
Well, folks, that has been so fun. Arlindo wants to do it one more time. Let's do our 5th and bonus $1,000. Arlindo?
Well, we know how hard our exhibitors work to be at this event, so we're really excited to be able to hand these prizes out. And our winner is Kyle O'Neill.
Oh, Kyle O'Neill.
I want to see Kyle run.
I want to see Kyle run too, but I betcha that the accountant and CFO of the family will beat him.
That would be Jocelyn?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Kyle, you only have 90 seconds. It's less than now. Kyle or Jocelyn?
Might it actually be Quinn that comes running?
Well, yeah. Oh my goodness. If they don't make it, it's a Innisfail curse.
Innisfail curse. It's the hill.
Kyle, hurry. Come.
Wyatt's looking. He's trying to get his attention, and he's shaking his head.
People, make room for the guy who's making money.
Oh, he's getting the lead out, folks. Coming across the stage.
Over to the backdrop. Congratulations, Kyle and Jocelyn O'Neill with O'Neill Livestock and Danes Cattle. Can you imagine Wyatt if he didn't get there on time? He'd never live it down. Well, folks, I'll guarantee you that that $1,000 will get invested in purebred genetics or a credit for Quinn or maybe some new clothes or some show supplies for Quinn. I really think it's Quinn's. Oh! Pretty the Pretty needs another pen mate. And there's Highland heifers here. Kyle, get on over to the Highland barn. You know, Rob, I have observed something in the ring with our 25 bulls, with the exception of Brian Wilms and Casey Phillips and Verita Peden and Randy McGowan, and Carmen, every single exhibitor in this ring is a junior. I'm sticking Wyatt in. He's kind of young at heart and a tad immature.
Tracy was actually making the observation last night at dinner. If you go back 25 years, the number of champions that were exhibited by juniors was a fraction to what it is today. And I think that says a lot about the multi-generations that you're talking about and the quality of the juniors from the time they're not even quite teenagers in terms of their ability and their skill. As the new head of 4-H Alberta, what are your thoughts on the role of young producers, young folks, and raising genetics?
Well, Rob, I think that's a really great question because I think this is testament to what is happening. I think that farming and ranching is harder than it's ever been before with access to capital for our next generation of farmers. But I also think that those that are interested are passionate. So I think that what 4-H does is it ignites the fire to be involved in the industry, and it gives them some foundational tools on how they can engage in the industry. What I think our purebred sector does is it really provides a platform for them to shine. This is where the best of the best convene. It's about who you surround yourself with and how you continue to elevate the bar. One thing I'll say is that when you look around the barns, the kids that are really, really good, go and look at everybody's stall. What's happening in the limo barn, what's happening in the main barn, what's happening in the Angus barn, and so on. When you look at some of those iconic breeders like Rob Hamilton or Lee Wilson or Dennis Sarienko or so many more, you know that you see those guys in every single breed barn at the fall shows. And the thing that I love about that is because those guys are so deeply connected to the industry that they want to know the people, they want to know the cattle, and they want to know what's upcoming. And I have so much respect for that. And I think that these kids in this ring need to think about that. There is no one breed that is better than another. And the reason why we have this Supreme is to celebrate the uniqueness and authenticity that each one of these breeds provides the industry. And that's really important to think about. And there's more and more breeders that have multiple breeds anyway, because that's what their customer base is looking for.
Something else, you know those names that you identified? With the possible exception of Verena Peden, every one of those other names started as a junior. Every single one of them. That is the multi-generational aspect of our purebred seed stock sector and the level of commitment. Those former juniors are now making juniors. I mean, even in the case of some of the grandparents that we saw show in here, they started as junior members perhaps a few years ago.
You know, the other thing, Rob, and Jill and Riley said this, I believe it was Riley. You know, every single one of you guys that are around the ring, whether you were livestock exhibitors here, juniors, you've been here forever, or you're just helping out, you best take 10 minutes today before you lay your head down on that pillow, and you best thank the people that are on your team. You thank your parents, you thank your grandparents, you thank your team, you thank your siblings. Because man, oh man, there's people back at home doing chores. There's people sitting on DLMS watching this that would give anything to be here, but their commitment to you means that they're at home doing chores. It is expensive to show cattle and market cattle. And take a minute before you lay your head down and thank the people that invest in you. It is so important. And thank you, Riley, for reminding us all to do that.
I think all of our ballots are in, folks, and we're just making sure that everything is kosher. But we do want to recognize that once again, in our 22 champions that there's been through the FARMFAIR Supremes, there's been both Black and Red Angus, there's been Simmental, Charolais, and Limousin. And we are only a few minutes away now from adding a 23rd to those 22. Yes, they are pulling out. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 25 grand champions in the ring. There's going to be 5 come back. But as they take off, if you remember back to the 1980s and Clara Peller with that whole Wendy's Where's the Beef ad, well, in terms of that first link in the value chain, in terms of knowing where the beef is coming from for probably the next 5 to 15 years, it's going to trace back in this nation to these genetics. Put your hands together for the 25 bulls and all of the exhibitors involved. A big round of applause, please, for 25 grand champions. So shortly, we're going to bring back our top 5 females and our top 5 bulls. But first, as our bulls exit the ring, please take a look back on how the show has gone so far, and take a look at some of the images that our extraordinary artists have put together to mark the times of FARMFAIR 2025, FARMFAIR International.
I was born in a drought by hurricane.
To all my cattle show friends, I have not had a beverage all week, and we are getting to a point where we are going to announce Supremes. I would provide the greatest amount of love, honor, and adoration if someone would bring me a cocktail. I'm just saying. I'm still missing one.
Well, folks, suppose we should just all go home?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. It is time for us to take the opportunity to introduce the top 5 bulls in numerical order. The song that's playing, folks, is called Bittersweet Symphony. It came from the mid-1990s, and if you actually think about bittersweet, those are all champions, but there's only going to be top 5 that are gonna come back. So there's definitely gonna be about 20 that head back to their stalls, hop in their trailers, and go home, for which the end of FARMFAIR might be a tad bittersweet. But the thing to remember is that every one of them won their breed show. And a number of them won multiple breed shows. Multiple of them, Tracy and I indicated, had been multiple qualifiers. It's tough, like Tracy said, to make a top 5. It's almost impossible to become a Supreme Champion. But we are just moments away from telling you who the top 5 bulls and top 5 females actually are. Our judges have spoken. Our top 5.
Entry number 58 from Greenwood Cattle, After Hours Limousine, Nordal Limousine, and Angus. This is AHL GW, living the dream. He's in the top 5, folks.
Our next top 5, there has never been a Hereford Bull win Supreme. Well, there is a top 5 contender. Entry number 61, our FARMFAIR Grand Champion Hereford Bull, HMS High Cliff Maximus, ET25M. For HMS High Cliff, the Millam family of Outlook, Saskatchewan, and Scott Manley, our Grand Champion Hereford at FARMFAIR, goes top 5.
Our third in the top 5, ladies and gentlemen, this is Wilbar Cattle with Red Wilbar Stranglehold 814M, co-owned with Gurney Land and Cattle and Moving On Farms, entry 62, the FARMFAIR International Red Angus Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Wilbar.
There has been 6 Red Angus Grand Supreme Champion bulls, including this bull's sire last year. What great news it would be for them if he were to win this year. Will he? Well, one more we know is going to join him is entry number 63, our Black Angus Grand Champion from both FARMFAIR International and Lloydminster Stockade Roundup from Murray Ranches, George and Santana and the crew of Tilly, Alberta, Terron Eldorado 185L, bred by the Adams family of Terron Farms. This is the 4th of our top 5, and there have been 11 Black Angus Supreme Champion bulls. Will there be another? We'll find out soon.
One more spot remains, folks, and let's put our hands together. Entry 64, KR Tremor 7015L. From KR Land and Cattle, the Phillips family from Wassetna, Alberta, and their partners, KFC Farms. This is our Grand Champion Charlet from FARMFAIR International. Of course, the Phillips family have a record-breaking prospect sale this fall. Congratulations, Charlet is our 5th top 5.
There has been 1 Charlet Supreme Champion, and it was some time ago. Will there be another one? It'll be the first time in 15 years if there is. Once again, we'll find out in a few moments' time. But first, we want to take the opportunity to introduce you to our top 5 Supreme finalists of the females. And leading the way is...
Entry number 10, our Grand Champion Scimitar Dual Double Qualifier from FARMFAIR International and Olds Fall Classic. One of my faves, RF Scream 3121 from Rancier Farms of Killam with RF Scream 5141 at side. This dynamic scimitar pair is a double qualifier, folks, with Cade and Garth on the halter. This is RF Scream 3121.
And up to this year, over a quarter of our Supremes at FARMFAIR have been Scimitar. Will this year add another one? We'll find out soon. Our next Supreme Top 5 is again from the Red Angus Show, entry number 12, Red Wilbar Bayberry 31K for Wilbar Cattle Company, the Wilms family of Dundurn, Saskatchewan, and Red Wilbar Bayberry 420N. This 3-year-old cow and her heifer calf is our Grand Champion and one of our Supreme qualifiers. There's been 2 Supreme Champion Red Angus in the past. Maybe another one this year.
Rob, this is one family with 2 in the top 5. How exciting. Our next one is Black Angus Champion DMM Blackbird 24L from DMM. Miller Wilson of Bashaw, Colt Jacobs, Grant Lodge as co-owners, and DMM Missouri River 8N at side. Congratulations to the Miller Wilson group. This is our Black Angus Champion triple qualifier, FARMFAIR, Barhead, Olds. There she is, folks, Black Angus Champion.
And what a run Black Angus have had. More than half of our Supreme Champions at FARMFAIR have been Black Angus. Have been Angus, but 10 of them have actually been black. 10 of our 22 have been Black Angus. Once again, there has never been a Hereford Supreme at FARMFAIR, but there is a qualifier in the top 5, another Charlet. There's been 3 Charlet, and entry number 14, our Grand Champion Charlet female, is going to join them. EVF Lily 338L and Harvey Cashflow 22N, our Grand Champion Charlet joins our top 5 for Harvey Ranching, Tinley Harvey, and Harvey Ranching. This is our Grand Champion Charlet. There's been 3 Charlet Supremes in the past. Maybe this year we'll join one more. We will find out shortly. One of the top 5 remain.
And that is Greenwood Tibby 78L from Double RN Ranching Corp. of Lloydminster. This is Greenwood Tibby 78L with Noble Standout 33N, entry number 21, the Black Angus champion from Lloydminster Stockade Roundup.
So ladies and gentlemen, here are our top 5 females and top 5 bulls. Elta Genetics is proud to present $250 in company credits to the top 5 bulls, with an additional $250 in credits to the overall champions. To our top 5 bulls and to Elta Genetics, please put your hands together and show them some FARMFAIR love for the sponsorship and for the fact that they are top 5.
Davis Reardon is proud to present $250 in company credits to the top 5 females, with an additional $250 in credits to the overall champion. Dr. Adam Shireman will be presenting those gift certificates on behalf of Alta and DRI, along with his gorgeous wife Haley and beautiful daughter Bella. Thank you, Adam and family, for the presentation of these company credits and gift certificates to 2 of the best places we have in the industry.
Your comment about Haley, there is no question, Dr. Adam overachieved, didn't he? He knows about genetic improvement, no question. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while Elta Genetics and DRI are giving their awards, we want to have the opportunity to ask Judge Barclay Smith to come forward and provide commentary and some comments on behalf of the judging panel. There was 5 outstanding judges. Barclay will provide some comments on their behalf. Turn it on, Barclay.
All right, there we go. Thanks, Rob and Tracy, and of course the sponsors and the exhibitors. This is a tremendous honor, and I say on behalf of the entire panel, I think we're all extremely honored and for the opportunity to come out and look through an amazing set of champions from the bull side and the female side. Incredible cattle, and these top 5 truly exemplify what we've seen through the ring so far today, as well, of course, throughout the breed shows. You know, there was a lot of really inspiring speeches from judges throughout the week, and I don't have any great words of wisdom or anything. For me, it's really an honor. The first time I showed at FARMFAIR International actually was in the Junior Swine Show. I've come a little ways from there in you know, exhibiting cattle here over the years and watching my kids grow up and being supported by my family is truly an honor, and I've heard family used a lot, and Rob and Tracy both spoke of that today. It really is. The beef business is a family business. It's a people business, and we're truly grateful to be part of it here and be in this ring and get to evaluate some amazing quality genetics of all breeds. I just really at a loss for words for how incredible this true opportunity was. With that, thank you again on behalf of the panel, and as you can see, most of the exhibitors and us judges are wearing the poppies proudly. So take time to remember those fallen and those that fought for our freedoms that we enjoy today on Remembrance Day, and at all times throughout the year as well, because it is, we are fortunate to live where we do and enjoy the freedoms that we have. And thank you, and let's go slap some champions.
Oh, great words from Judge Smith. Put your hands together, folks, for Barclay Smith and our judges. We must remember the fallen and those who fought for us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for Judge Monique McKinnon to go out and select the champion female. I suspect the spotlight will follow her. We are looking to add our 23rd Supreme Champion female. All eyes on Monique.
Congratulations, Rancier Farms is supreme. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4th female supreme. Congratulations to Garth, Ange, Cade, and Abby, and RF Scream 3121 and 5141. Congratulations, guys. This is Rancier Farms' 5th Supreme at FARMFAIR International. Oh, I just had the chills.
And up to now, it's always been a flirt. But if you look at the Rancier program, they've been screaming for years. Well, the scream came through at 2025 Supreme. Rancier Farms, RF Supreme 3132, is the Supreme Champion female. Well, now, folks, I talked about him having the very first Supreme Champion female. They also had Supreme Champion bulls. Richard Latimer is on the lookout for our Supreme Champion Bull 2025. The opportunity to add number 23 to the list of Supremes. Our Grand Champion Black Angus is our Supreme Champion Bull. Entry 63, the March 2-year-old, Terron El Dorado 185L for Murray Ranches. George and Santana and the kids from Tilly, Alberta. What a wide swath Murray Ranches is cutting as their seed stock operation continues to grow. Terron El Dorado 185L is the Supreme Champion Bull, the 12th Black Angus Bull to become the Supreme, the 18th. Only 5 other bulls other than Angus have been Supreme, 18 Angus bulls. Terron Farms have had the Supreme Champion female 10 years ago. Terron Farms has never had the Supreme Champion Bull, but in 2025, they have bred Terron El Dorado 185L, who joins history in becoming the 23rd Supreme Champion. Grand Champion and a qualifier from FARMFAIR International and Lloydminster Stockade Roundup, and now our Supreme Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being part of our FARMFAIR Supreme Champion, but perhaps more importantly, thank you for being part of FARMFAIR International 2025. It has been one for the record books. As we move into the second half century of FARMFAIR, the cool ideas, FARMFAIR International beef, that new $8,000 given for making your home for Bessie, and now our 23rd Supreme Champion female and bull, Supreme 45 and 46. Many thanks to Explore Edmonton. Many thanks to all of our volunteers. Our ring staff for the Supreme have done an incredible job. Our committee that puts things on, and to Leah Jones, our Executive Director of FARMFAIR International, and her team, thank you so much. You give us our greatest stock show in Alberta, the home in our provincial capital. We'll see you all next year, same time, same place.